I'm struggling to catch my breath after that game. Arsenal 3, Everton 2. Brilliant, brilliant result. Brilliant performance as well. Unfortunate on the 2 goals we conceded. Rather sloppy, it has to be said. But 3 points, having played 3 games in the space of 7 days, I can forgive those goals. Especially against a good Everton side that have been performing very, very admirably under Carlo Ancelotti. And it's a huge credit to what Mikel Arteta is doing to outclass someone like Ancelotti in a game like this. Against, as I say, a very good Everton side who have got talented players going forward. Calvert-Lewin, who's been getting amongst the goals this season, he scored today. The same for Richarlison. Dangerous players, and I wouldn't say we nullified them because there were periods in this game where they did look very dangerous and we did look very susceptible to damage. But going forwards, just electrifying at times. Really, really exciting stuff. Not the most exciting second half, it has to be said. We were playing a little bit on the back foot, but it's really encouraging in the sense that even though we've not played extravagantly in that second half, we have managed the game well. We've seen it out. We've kept it to damage limitation, really, and we've not allowed Everton to have as many chances as we would have done when Unai Emery was in charge. It's great to see that we're able to see these sort of games out when we have played a lot of football in the past couple of days and weeks. So huge credit to the team, credit to Arteta, and overall I'm buzzing with this result. It's really, really good to see. Looking at the team lineup, it was a bit of a shock to see Eddie Nketiah start once again in the league. I think I was expecting Lacazette to start, given that he scored against Newcastle, scored against Olympiacos. You would have thought naturally that he would have started this game as well. But I think it's good management from Arteta to keep Lacazette on his toes, to show that there's no guarantees and we still need to see more from him. Because you've got to say, even though he did score against Olympiacos, he did have another couple of chances to put in the back of the net. So I think that's part of the reason why Arteta kept him on the bench today. But I do think he will start in that game on Thursday night. I'd really love to see us play with Lacazette, Martinelli and Nelson on Thursday, just to show that we've got an alternate front three and what they're capable of, because I do think that's a very dangerous front three as well. But Aubameyang started out on the wing again, Pepe on the wing, with Nketiah through the middle, who I thought was fantastic today, got himself a goal. Saka and Nketiah linking up, 2 HLN boys, fantastic to see. And all round, his play, his work rate was fantastic. Maybe would have subbed him off. He did look a little bit fatigued in that second half, but can't fault his performance. In the right place at the right time, hit the post late on in the second half. Pretty much an 8 out of 10 performance. I don't think he put a foot wrong really today. Interesting change in the team was, of course, Saka being put on the bench in place of Kolasinac. And I do think a lot of people were a bit disgruntled by that selection from Arteta. To me, it made complete sense, and you could see why that made complete sense when Saka did come on when Kolasinac got injured about 15 minutes in. Saka looked tired, gave the ball away an awful lot of times, looked just fatigued, looked knackered. Did brilliantly well for the Nketiah goal, but apart from that, I think his performance was pretty poor, to be frank, and that's me being completely fair and honest. I think he probably knew that himself. He didn't put in his best game today, but he still notched himself an assist, so it's not all bad. But he did give the ball away about 4 or 5 times in extremely dangerous areas. So I think it was a good choice from Arteta to initially leave him out, but he wasn't left with much choice when it came to putting him back in the team just after 15 minutes today. On the topic of Kolasinac, he's performed well in the games he has played this season, but he's so injury prone and he's on quite a high salary. For a big guy, he's made of paper mache, and I'm starting to think, is his long-term future at Arsenal? I do love him, honestly. I loved what he did at the start of the season with Mesut Ozil. It tells you everything you need to know about his character. But I do think that we can only rely on these players to a certain degree, and I think that's why quite a lot of fans weren't too upset about Aaron Ramsey leaving, because he had so many injuries. The same for Jack Wilshere, so many injuries. And I really want Arsenal to move away from these type of players because they're costly. They're on the wage bill. He's on like a 6-figure salary every week. We got him on a free as well. So if we could cash in for 15 to 20 million, we've got Tierney, we've got Saka who can play as a backup left back now. Potentially, if we want to move Saka up the pitch, we could look to invest in someone like a Cedric at left back to be a backup to Tierney. I don't think that would be the worst idea in the world. We just need someone we can rely on, someone we can depend on, because at the moment we've got Kolasinac, who's injury prone, Tierney, who's been riddled with injuries this season. We need another left back, I think. I think that's got to be something to look at in the summer, and I would look to cash in on Kolasinac. It sounds harsh, but he's just not played enough football for me. And he's again another player that only plays about 10 to 15 games a season, so I would probably look to cash in on him, as upsetting as that is to say. But Saka came on, as I say, I've pretty much wrapped up what he did in today's game. But Ceballos started again in midfield, excellent alongside Granit Xhaka. got to say, was at fault for the first goal we conceded, giving it away so early on, giving away a rash foul. Just wasn't really aware enough in the game at that point. And that goes for the rest of the team, completely asleep on that goal that Everton scored in the first minute. Fair play to Everton for really starting so quickly, but we didn't wake up at all in that first instance. We started on the back foot for sure. But Ceballos, you can see what he offers going forward in place of someone like Lucas Torreira. He is so good at linking up with Mesut Ozil, drives the play forward at every single opportunity, and he pings around in that midfield so much. Huge asset when we're playing at home, but you do see that we are quite susceptible to damage when teams like Everton are coming at us on the break, and it did result in us conceding a couple of goals today. Obviously, I don't think that's entirely down to playing Ceballos. The 2 goals we conceded were from set pieces, which is something we've looked very, very wary from this season. But we've come back, we've shown resilience, we've shown fight, we've shown courage, and it's a real testament to this Arsenal side. And it's good that we've got an option like Xhaka and Ceballos, and then Xhaka and Torreira. It's great to have two options, one a bit more conservative, one a bit more attacking minded, and then of course we've got that free-flowing front four of Ozil, Aubameyang, Pepe, Lacazette and Nketiah, whoever it is. And we've got players like Martinelli who can interchange and come into the side if need be. And Ozil, again, fantastic today. I know that there seems to be a lot of talk around Ozil's not getting the assist numbers. Bruno Fernandes has got more assists or goal contributions already this season than Ozil has. But for me, Ozil's not playing that role where he's getting the assists anymore. He's playing more of a slightly deeper lying role and building the attacks from within rather than being that direct link to the goal. And I really like that about him. He's playing really, really good cross-field balls, and I'm not too worried about the statistics he's getting this season because his all-round play and contribution is fantastic. And at his age, coming up to 32 this year, that's not a problem, and it's not a worry for me. I don't think David Silva has kind of got record-breaking assists at his age, considering he's in his mid-30s now. So it's a good role for Ozil. It's working very well in this Arsenal team. He's working very hard. Huge credit to him. All-round great performance from the team, it's got to be said. This team has got an awful lot about it, charisma-wise, character-wise as well. So great to see that today, and great to see us come back from a goal down, first of all, because we did look like we could have... It did look dangerous when they got that goal early on, but we showed great fight to get a goal back for Eddie Nketiah, to go 2-1 up for Aubameyang. Brilliant pass from David Luiz, who I thought was a bit suspect on the first goal today. But then to go 2-2 at half-time was a real blow, a real blow, because it looked like after going 2-1 up, there'd only be one team that would go on to win this game, but it does still show that we're susceptible to damage. I'm using that term a lot today because we still are. I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're playing some great football, but defensively we do know that we still have problems. But we're still a million miles times better than we were under Emery. The defensive side of things is really, really good under Arteta. It's really improving. Mustafi, I've been singing his praises over the past couple of weeks, but he has been phenomenal. Luiz as well. I didn't think it was Luiz's best game today, but still, that ball through to Aubameyang, his contribution to the game, fantastic. Desire, work rate, you can't fault it, but Mustafi in particular, first to every ball, crunching tackles, great balls forward. He's been a 9 out of 10 the past couple of games. He's been absolutely fantastic, and that's all down to Arteta's man management. He's done a brilliant job on Mustafi, and I hope that this is his real kickstart to his Arsenal career. I hope he doesn't make any silly mistakes, because this is really looking quite promising and good for him. But yeah, I mean, that goal just before half-time was a real killer blow. Richarlison scoring it, a real mess. It was chaotic. We should have dealt with it better, but it was one of those ones where it could have gone anywhere. Unfortunately, it ended up in the back of the net. I do think Leno could have done better on it. If he just throws himself on the ball, then he concedes a foul to Richarlison, and we wouldn't be talking about that goal. But unfortunately, it did go in the net, and we went into half-time at 2-2. Which I don't feel like was a fair reflection on the game, because I do think we really dominated Everton in the second period of that first half. But we showed really, really great character to come back in that second half and just get that goal so early on. Simple cross from Pepe, who's now had, I think, 6 goals, 8 assists, something like that. I might be wrong there, but he's getting a lot of goal contributions in this Arsenal team, considering that so many people were quick to criticise him. I think he's having a positive season, his first season in England, and next season he's going to be even better. So very encouraged by what I'm seeing from Nicola Pepe. Seems to be getting some sort of assist or a goal every single game he's playing at the minute. So very excited by what I'm seeing from him and what Arteta is doing with him. But we saw the game out well. It was going to be tough given that we've played so much football recently. And overall, I'm very, very encouraged by what I'm seeing from Arsenal at this moment in time. But Olympiacos next, win that, and that's 4 wins in a row. And then we've got West Ham at home, which will be tough. I mean, they're relegation threatened. They're fighting for their lives at the minute, but they've been really poor recently. So I hope that we are able to get a good, convincing win there. Another clean sheet would be great. But Mustafi's playing brilliantly. Leno's made some phenomenal saves today. Aubameyang with a brace doing what he does best. Arteta on the score sheet and Nketiah on the score sheet. Buzzing for him. Really, really pleased to see that. Saka with another assist. Xhaka, Ozil, Ceballos brilliantly combining in midfield. Nothing bad to say. I'm really pleased with how we played today, and even though we've conceded 2 goals, I can definitely let that slide given that we've played so much football. Anyway guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments box below. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and as always, I'll speak to you very, very soon. See you later guys.